Trends can be defined as a general direction in which something is developing or changing, a topic that is the subject of many posts for a period of time, or they can be defined as a fashion, a visual movement in which a design, such as clothing, accessories, or furniture, is increasingly purchased, advertised, or advertised based on that specific trend. Trends can be seen in many different factors such as science, helping to develop, understand, and identify data and research, and they can also be seen within commerce, finance, business, and most areas of modern life. A trend can be seen as a social process in which a style or a taste changes. It could be a change in how we dress or what we eat. Some of these changes are short-lived and are often referred to as a fad. Some changes are often long-lived and can be adopted by a wide range of people. This is referred to as a trend. I want to ask and look into the issue of trends within consumerism and how design trends can impact the way in which we buy and shop. Whilst trends have existed for a long time, the sort of trend I'm interested in looking at can be dated to just before the Industrial Revolution. Most common items were handmade, chiseled, and crafted by artisans who had mastered their trade. This time period stood for a traditional craftsmanship and often used simple forms that represented the world around them, such as nature, folk styles, and romantic or medieval forms of decoration. The Industrial Revolution sees the birth of factories and new forms of manufacturing, allowing these processes to move from hand production to machine work, which rapidly increases the output of general items in fashion. This also meant that new materials and chemicals are used to develop industries such as the textile industry to rapidly create, develop, and grow. As a result of this, the population expanded by almost 60% over a century. Part of the new processes, including mass production, are using assembly lines and new machinery to build more simple items, to bring more simple items to the masses and at a very affordable price, as opposed to the previously handcrafted items that were only available to the wealthier faction of society. Suddenly, society are able to personalize their life and pick and choose the items that they feel represent their identity. Moving into more modern times, items are being mass-produced at a more rapid pace, which enables more and more design to be made and manufactured. Trends within design now start to become very visible and reflect the movements of the times. The arts and crafts period can be seen as a type of social reform and projected an anti-industrial concept within crafting, making, decorating, or creating. Art Nouveau was a total art style which embraced a wide range of fine or decorative arts, including textiles, interior design, graphic art, and furniture. By around 1910, Art Nouveau and arts and crafts have faded in their influence and were replaced by the dominant style of Art Deco. Art Deco forced many new trends within design through new use of materials and ideas. Materials include chrome, stainless steel, and plastic, while main influences and drivers of the style revolve around luxury, glamour, and a sharp turn towards technological progress. The Bauhaus movement, originated at the Bauhaus School, sees the beginnings of a new approach to design. The manifesto and style of the Bauhaus has a widespread influence on architecture, graphics, and industrial art. It was also a large influence on modern design. Focused more directly on interior and industrial design, the Scandinavian design became widespread and well-known during the 20th century. The Nordic style marked functionality and minimalism with a strong aesthetic that is still current in our trends today. The most prominent design trend in the current day is minimalism, mainly seen within our industrial design through branding and output, but also seen within art, furniture, interiors, and fashion. As modern inventions such as the internet and mobile phones become more prominent, our exposure to design increases and trends begin to appear more rapidly. Within the design world, our trends can now be predicted and advertised through companies, marketing, and advertising, as well as events. Pantone, for example, releases a color of the year since 2000. For example, 2019 sees the year of the color Living Coral. They use experts to look into daily life facets, such as the entertainment industry, current artists, fashions, and technology, to decide on this color. Magazines such as Vogue and Elle highlight emerging designers and artists, as well as advertise and promote certain trends and fashions to ensure their success. Iconic celebrities are also known to start or promote trends. Exhibitions such as Salone des Mobiles, Maison and Objet, or the Venice Biennale provide an annual marking of the year's most prominent trends, providing a platform for artists and designers to be seen and heard and make their mark on what is or what is no longer a trend. The starting and spreading of trends is a curious event. We call a certain group of people trendsetters, people who create new innovations, for instance, artists, designers, or prominent figures, and they're often setting trends for groups to follow. Trends often spread between groups of people through advertising, social discussion, and other forms of media. We even see figures today called trend forecasters who analyze events and emerging artists or ideas to predict what the new trends might be. With digital media forcing us to become a primarily visual culture, the question of taste, style, and personal presentation are coming to the forefront of our daily lives. As a trend within design speeds up, people are beginning to find joy or discontent through owning or wearing items that fit within the latest trends. Trends allow consumers to be part of a group and included, which is a basic human instinct. The trends speed up, however, it's becoming more difficult to keep up, and one must acquire and replace more possessions in order to feel involved and relevant within their retrospective trend or style. The cyclic nature of trends is beginning to prove evident, with fashion styles re-emerging from decades ago. The life cycle of a trend seems to show that we are now beginning to look back rather than ahead to direct our future trends. The more newness we create through rapid cycling of trends, the more produce and items we will need to manufacture and then in turn waste or recycle. The blurry and grey area of where this waste from the consumers goes is now an important question for our society. It may be said that trends themselves and the acceleration of them are a large contributor to many other global issues such as mental health, climate change, discrimination, and more.